So just before we start off with this, I would request everyone to please mute yourself while our speakers are talking. In case you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comment section. We will address them at the end of the session. Alternately, you could click on the raise hand. So without any further delay, we will start the session. Over to you, Mr. Norman, sir.
Good evening, everybody. It's really a pleasure in this 10 situations which we are undergoing to be associated with basketball activity, if not physically on the ground, at least virtually. And we also have the pleasure of having in our midst Prasad. I've been watching him for nearly last 2.5 decades. The way he used to play for the services team, and later on he went on to become the coach of the Indian team, which has won so many medals across various other championships at the Asian level, at the Lusophonia Games, and he has a rich heritage and also a rich coaching experience for the past nearly 15 years. And he was with the Indian Army working for the services in Bangalore, and now post-retirement, Prasad, he retired recently from the armed forces, and he will be further associated with basketball. And with all the experience what he has got, I definitely hope that he will throw a lot of insights into the program today, by which all the young children and also the parents who are accompanying them on this show would be able to visualize what are all the requirements which are needed for a child or for a player to really excel in the game of basketball, because basketball is a physical contact game, and each one of them have to be physically fit, have to be mentally fit, have to be have to have the psychological levels very high, because winning and losing do happen in a game. One day you may have a very good game, and the other day you may really play very bad. So it is not that just because I play in the 5, I'm the better player. This is a wrong notion which usually goes on among most of the players. But the coach is the person who decides the strategies of a team depending on the opponents. This is very, very important, because the coach analyzes the strength and weaknesses of an opponent and accordingly fields his 5. But somehow in our Indian conditions, we are not very comfortable that if I'm not in the 5, I feel dejected, and I really don't add much spice to the attack of the team. Without taking further time, I would now hand over the session to Prasad. And children, if you have anything, like ma'am has told, put your questions on the box or raise your hand, and we will try to answer as many as possible, because this session is basically aimed at providing all the information which is required for you to become good stars, good basketball players, and also good citizens in future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I'm so happy to be with you all in this session. As the session is about physical fitness and fundamental skills, as well as psychological training, and also about the strength and conditioning. So I just wanted to throw some light on initially. Then later on, we'll discuss about basic fundamentals and the importance of those fundamentals. Then about the physical conditioning and strength training as well. Also some light on sports psychology and mental training as well. So initially, just wanted to tell you about the warm-up and the importance of this warm-up. As we all know that while playing any sport, proper warm-up is required, so that your body is ready for the aerobic activity, so that you will not be having any injuries, any muscle injury or tendon injuries. Also, warming up helps prepare your body for aerobic activity, as well as your cardiovascular system increases your body temperature, so that blood flow will be increased and blood flow will be reached to your muscles, so that your working efficiency will be continuously happens, and your efficiency will be more. So this warming up is gradually how we do a lot of stretching initially, then gradually we do dynamic stretches, and then we go into some laps of running and some jumping exercises. And so the main motto is nothing but just preparing your body for the strenuous workout which we are going to do in the game, or maybe the competition, or maybe the practice. So it is very important aspect before the session, and also cool down after the session. So these two are the very important factors to every player to keep himself injury free, and also make himself better by doing the strenuous workouts. As you all know that warm up in the foreign countries is, as we all even when we went to Asia Championships and Asian Games and Commonwealth Games, etc., we saw them doing a lot of warm-up exercises, maybe around 1 hour, almost 1 hour before the game. So it is, even for the Indian players also, we used to do the same things, and we prepare our players for the competition in such a way so that they compete with tough teams in the Asia, maybe Commonwealth Games or wherever. So it's very, very important factor for the performance. And I wanted to also put a light on basic fundamentals, as fundamentals are very important aspect of basketball. As you know, the main skills of basketball are dribbling, passing, and shooting. But of course, along with these three skills, many other variables come into play when one is trying to develop their overall game. Characteristics such as footwork, jumping ability, quickness, strength, hand-eye coordination, anaerobic fitness, and mental toughness all play a significant role in the growth of a player. As a coach, it is our responsibility to assist the players to improve in each of these areas, and to help the athletes to stay focused on improving in all the areas of the game. Mainly, if we take a word fundamentals for basketball, we directly, whenever we think of basketball, we think of dribbling as the most important basketball fundamental. In dribbling also, we go from basic dribbling to advanced dribbling, but the dribbling is the way how we advance the ball to front court, also penetrating to attack the basket, and to improve the passing angles. So without actually using less dribbles, we send the ball by passing, but we have to have the dribbling skill with us. Even though whatever position you play, irrespective of your position, one has to improve the dribbling aspect if we wanted to play at a higher level. And the second one is shooting. Shooting is the now the trend is going on. Like even if you see the NBA matches, they are playing very fast-paced game. Also, shooting threes and playing defense. It is called 3-and-D. So either you go for fast break attack, or you drive and kick out and go for 3-point shooting, or maybe using pick and roll, or maybe playing one-on-one and making others open to score a 3-point. So for that, one should have shooting capabilities. To improve the shooting or to learn shooting, one must learn how to shoot with correct form, which includes like correct hand placement, like balance, eyes on target, or maybe having elbow under the ball in a straight line. also follow through. These are the some of the techniques while doing shooting, because once we have the habit of shooting techniques like in the initial phase, like at the age of under 10 or maybe under 12, as soon as we learn this shooting technique, which is going to be there with us whole life. So initial learning of the correct form is very much important. So instead of coaches allowing the players to play directly into the game, they don't put them directly into the game. They strenuously they teach a lot of them how to keep the elbow, how to hold the ball, how to release the ball, or how to have the follow through, and many repetitions. Like initially at the age of maybe under 10 or under 12, coaches won't teach all the times new techniques. They repeat the same techniques which they teach. Maybe they teach maybe 20 to 30% by showing the new techniques, or maybe how to shoot, or maybe how to hold the ball in shooting pocket, or maybe how to do the follow. Things like a very important aspect to become a national or international level player. As you see now, recently NBA MVP Nikola Jokic, he became MVP all because of his ball handling abilities. With his height, with his length and size, he can assist like per game like almost 10 to 15 assists, and he can shoot 3-pointers from outside, and he can handle the ball from outside, which is a very big asset for him to become a MVP player. Otherwise, if you see his physical standard and his jumping abilities, you cannot compare with all those so many players who have so much of physical abilities like jumping ability, or maybe quickness and agility, which he doesn't have. But still, he became MVP because he has that ability to handle the ball, play from outside, or maybe penetrate inside also sometimes, or hitting 3-pointers, or making the plays and assisting as if he is playing as a point guard. So this all shows that how he trained himself, from where he started. Like maybe he trained as a point guard. I'm not saying that he trained as a point guard, but we should be training the kids without positionless training. Positionless teaching should be happen in the initial phase, so that kids will have all the abilities like ball handling, shooting, decision making, which is also a very important aspect. So I just wanted to say about the shooting aspect, but I went on to other things also. But this is the effect of the shooting, which if playing big like the center player is having a 3-point shooting, he is an asset for the team. He can open up the floor, and he can bring the tall player, short blocker outside, so that other players can penetrate and can use the space, can go to the basket without any short blocker inside, because short blocker is attracted towards the 3-point area, because that tall player is able to hit 3-pointers. So as the dribbling and shooting is important, the same way passing also is a very important aspect of the basketball, as passing will make the game fast enough. Instead of dribbling up the court, if we pass the ball ahead, like going for fast breaks, with 1 or 2 passes, we are getting an open basket layup shot. which is the trend of the NBA now, and also wherever we see international matches or national matches, a lot of fast break baskets happening because they after rebound they quickly give outlet pass, then they give the pass to the whoever goes for the fast break, quickly releasing the ball, not delaying the attack, so that before the opponents go back and make 5-on-5 play. Instead of that, they're going for the fast breaks by using quick outlet passes and releasing the pass, not holding the ball with them after the rebound. So, in this passing, we all know that a lot of passing techniques are there. Like you see, like just pass is a very basic initial passing we learn, but later on we learn one hand push pass, bounce pass, overhead pass, baseball pass. So all these passes we have to learn properly, like properly catching the ball and throwing the chest pass properly, our thumbs keeping down like this, and rotating the ball so that pass will reach the destination quickly without any defense intercepting the ball. Also, for the passing, not only learning the technique, but learning the decision making, like when to pass, where to pass, whom to pass. So this also we have to learn initially. While learning these drills, we put a lot of obstacles, or maybe we put some drills where we learn decision making, like penetration and kick out drill, or maybe doing some other drills which make the players know how to pass, which kind of pass we should be using in a certain position. Like we cannot use all the time chest pass. So for that we have to practice the same things in the our training, so that once we play a game, we will not face any difficulties. We can easily, according to the situation, we can pass whatever kind of pass. Like if pass break situation, if I am playing as a center, I got a rebound. I quickly catch the rebound, chin up the ball. I see my teammate is running for the fast break. I throw a baseball pass. When I am facing aggressive defense, one of my teammates is open in the post area. If I try to pass a just pass, I cannot. Defense will intercept the ball. So there we have to adjust. We have to throw a one-hand pass, like rolling the ball, bounce pass. So learning all the techniques of passing as well as decision making is a very important aspect, so that we'll play better basketball. And the next aspect, the fundamentals, is footwork. Footwork. If you see any player who is playing a point guard, or maybe shooter, or maybe a center, if they are watching carefully when coaches showing them or teaching them fundamentals or maybe footwork, how to jump start, how to pivot around, how to jab step, how to turn around, or while playing defense, how they are their stances, how low they are, how balanced they are, where they are keeping their hands while playing defense, how they are shifting their body to move in the defense. So if proper footwork is properly watched by the kids, because lot of places I saw many players, they just blindly do the drills. No, you have to see the small details. Details in the sense how coach is telling us or what he wanted to do us. What is that particular thing, that detail, that going into that detail, watching that carefully, and when you are doing, maybe doing it slowly, but knowing those details, how to jump start, how to use jab step, how to use after jab step quickly crossover, uh, keep the ball close and quick crossover. So if you have your body balance and you are using your toes and your foot, all of the foot, then you can go crossover and you can block the defender and you can get an open layup shot. So that footwork aspect, we have to not only just doing the drill, small details following. Those details only will make you players become elite players, because even elite players also do the same basics every day, same basics, but they have physical standards. They're highly talented because they're physically gifted, or maybe they are properly gone through all the skills, and they have that decision-making abilities because they have gone through so many competitions, rigorous trainings, rigorous like competitions like many international championships. But before that, so much of training, so much of preparation to become a elite player. So in this rebounding aspect, if you see, there are three things in the rebounding aspect. Sorry, after footwork, I am going to rebounding thing. Rebounding is a very crucial basketball skill for every player. If you see NBA matches, there are earlier in the 80s, Dennis Rodman, if you heard of him. Dennis Rodman is known for only rebound. He doesn't even score a basket, but he play most of the time, like 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes almost. He used to play because he's a great rebounder. Not only him, many great rebounders are there. So if you wanted to become a rebounder, it is not like you are a center player or tall player, then only you should be learning rebounding technique. No. You, as a point guard or as a shooting guard or as a forward, you have to have that rebounding technique. Once ball is released by the shooter, you go hit the opponent player. So we call it hit, get, like that. Those terminologies I'll tell you. Hit means initial contact. How you stop your opponent before he go by you, or he goes inside you and take an advantage position. Once the ball is released, you have to hit him. You have to hit him means boxing him out using proper footwork. In this also footwork is utilized for the rebounding. So either maybe front cross or maybe pivoting. It is called reverse pivoting or front cross. So initial contact we have to make so that opponent is outside and we are in a better position. Then approach for the ball. You have to go jump, then get the ball. So if you have the techniques but you don't have the hurt, you will not get the rebound. Rebound is 90%. 90% is the hurt. Hurt means you have to have the courage. You have to have the willingness. No problem if elbows are hitting, elbows are flaring, but still you have that that spirit, that grit. No, I have to, because so many players, even though they have very long hands and big jumping abilities, but they'll not be able to get the rebound because they don't have that fighting spirit or that hurt. So one should have the hurt to get the rebound. Along with that, you have to learn the techniques. boxing out technique, approaching the ball, and after getting the rebound, chin up, not taking the ball down, so that the ball is protected and quickly you can give an outlet pass so that we start our fast break attack. So in the fundamentals, next aspect is on-ball defense. On-ball defense is guarding the ball. This is the first and foremost technique for the defense, which is very crucial, which is the main aspect of defensive thing of the team, which is if you are very good enough to play one-on-one defense, then we can rely on your defense, and then we need not to send any help defense or any rotations or any. We will not be having any disturbances in defense if you are strong enough to stop the opponent player one-on-one. So for that, on the ball defense, you have to go down, bend your knees, bend your hips, keep a ball all the times on the ball, and chase the ball all the times. One hand on the ball, one hand on maybe in the passing lane like this. So always put pressure on the ball, not allow him to see his teammates, maybe making the opponent player who is having the ball turn one side or maybe turn back side so that he cannot see his teammates, his open teammates, or making him go sideways, side lane, towards side lanes, not directly allowing him to attack to the basket. So always stay in between the basket and in front of the ball. So make himself work, make himself a lot of change of hands so that he's going side to side to use change of hands, and then by using change of hands, he'll be losing contact with his teammates. He'll be losing the time, so that the attack will be delayed. So aggressive defense. If you see Iran team in the Asian Championships, as we used to go there and play against Iran team, they used to play very aggressive. On the ball, off the ball, they play all the 40 minutes, same tempo, same aggression, same chasing the ball man, not giving up any easy baskets. All the time, all the things contested. So playing on the ball defense, you have to have the discipline. Not try to steal the ball, not try to put the hand in between, using the legs to move, and having the balance, staying low. This is a shoulder skill. If you are lower than the opponent, then you can stop it. He cannot beat you. Also, once the opponent player is going for shooting fake, we should not go for the fakes. We should not jump before he jumps. So we have to see, once he releases the floor for the shot, then we release ourselves. Otherwise, we are not going to jump. So having that kind of discipline, not try to put our hand and giving up a cheap foul. So it is just mirror like following him, not allowing him to penetrate inside, not allowing him to give quick passes or whatever he wants to do, not allowing him to. It's a great. We used to inside ourselves only. When we used to play for the services team, we used to play against big players, tall players also. We used to think from inside only. We used to tell ourselves, come on, how can he beat me? I have to stop this. From inside only. From inside what we challenge, yes, show me, you beat me. How can you beat me? But not saying outside, but inside only. Inside, just fired up. We are having that grit. So that grit and that spirited efforts while guarding the ball will make the other four players very comfortable. They need not to come for the help. If who I'm strong enough to stop the ballman. Because the ballman is the dangerous player. He can shoot, he can pass, he can penetrate. If I'm able to stop the ballman, then my team is successful. If my team is successful in defense, we get one because they are throwing a bad or because we are playing a good team on the ball. So by getting a rebound, we get fast break opportunity. Maybe 2-on-1, maybe 3-on-2, so outnumbering or maybe earlier wins. So this defense only gives the opportunity to go for the fast break and have a fast break, 2-point open basket. By getting an open basket, we get confidence. We get because the basket is the ultimate aim. If we score a basket, how our feeling will be? We'll be very happy. But that happiness, where we get from the defense. That is the starting point. We played very aggressive defense, then we get the chance to go for the fast break. So after the on the ball defense, off the ball defense is the next fundamental skill which is very important. Off the ball defense is nothing but guarding the one pass away player or two pass away player or maybe more than two pass away. So if I am a one pass away player guarding one pass away player, okay, ballman wanted to pass the ball to me, whom I am guarding. If I am aggressively denying, I am not allowing him to receive the ball, one pass away. So our team defense is successful. So he has to throw somewhere else. So half of the defense happened with one pass away denied, and if a two pass away player is knowing the position where to stand, like it is one step inside the D area. If he is guarding the 3-point area player, opposite side of the 3-point area of the ball, and standing inside the 3-point D area and showing the hands, one hand to the ball, one hand to your man. It is called pistol stance. It is called pistol stance. Can you see? So that I can keep my head in between. I can see my man whom I am guarding. Also both. So that I can see both at a time. So that once ballman is coming towards my man, I can go closer. If ballman is throwing a ball, I can go intercept the ball, or I can go closer to my man. So same way, other positions also, like post player also, if ball is coming towards his side, how he is guarding the post player. Maybe pushing him outside, not allowing him to take the position, fronting, 3/4 fronting. So it's all battle inside. So initial position you should not give him to take. So it's all who is taking advantage. So playing aggressive defense, but control, not doing any fouls. Aggression doesn't mean making fouls. Aggression is whatever basketball rules allowing, cylindrical. So keeping your hands in the cylindrical position, not falling on the opponent player, keeping if one pass away player, keeping nose in the chest, keeping a hand to deny in the passing lane, keeping a hand and touching the opponent player so that you can pass the ball also. So this way you can have a better efficiency to stop the one pass away player receiving the ball. So off the ball, there are so many things like more than 2 pass away. If one player is guarding the opposite side player, and the penetration happens. So from weak side, we teach from big side player coming and stopping the penetration, not allowing him to score a easy layup shot. Once this penetration is denied, the other players will rotate. They quickly rotate so that the corner man, if he receives the ball, the next man will come and cover. So every player is having the confidence. Yes, my teammates are there behind me, so that they'll play aggressively and they'll give 100% efforts. So that confidence will be there every time whenever this penetration is happening. That rotation is happening. Somebody is coming and stopping that penetration out of the team. Other players are rotating. Then once the ball reversal happens, again we are recovering and taking our positions, or getting back to your position, or maybe closing out, or maybe changing your position. So knowing those positioning is very much important for off the ball defense. So I wanted to go to physical training aspect in the next chapter, as I have covered. Also, some other basic fundamentals are there, like if you see screening is also fundamental skill. You should know how to screen, how to do pick and roll, how to go set the screen on the ball, how to go off the ball screen, how to do down screen, how to do side screen, so how to do flare screen. So this is also fundamental, maybe in the screening also. And finishing is also a fundamental skill. Finishing means using maybe wrong foot layup, or maybe Euro step layup, or maybe floater with the contact. So this also we teach the players how to. Even in the practices also, we put live defenders and make them learn how to go into the defender, make the contact so that the defender is not able to block the shot, and have a open layup shot. So in that also we have many variations. Maybe using one-step layup shot, maybe using Euro step layup shot, or floater, or jump stop, and using power shot. So this is all finishing against the defenders. So I want to put some light on physical training, physical fitness aspect.
So just before we go into the topic, there is one question asking for what are the offense strategies to overcome the denial defense?
Okay. So to overcome the denial defense, we use the backdoor cut, basket cut. Like a defender is denying aggressively, and he is stopping me to receive. We quickly go backdoor cut, cutting towards basket, but from behind, because he is playing aggressively towards the ball. So either I go for basket cut, backdoor cut, or go set screen to some other player, make some other players free, or go and set a screen on the ball. So it is all the times either ballman or off the ballman. In the offense, we should not stay in one place and just watch. No, you have to within a second, either ballman or off the ballman. You are denied, so you either go for V cut or backdoor cut, or you can call it L cut also. So those cuts. Now, if you see so many players, even Steph Curry also, he is very good with the ball, but he is aggressively denied all the times, even without ball. But he keep on cutting, he keep on screening others, he keep on cutting backdoor cuts, or moving around and getting off the ball screens from others also, and also he also himself screening to other players and quickly pop out. So you should not give up because defense is playing aggressive. You either take outside and go inside, or go inside and quickly come outside. You just stop him and come outside and receive. Yes, ma'am. The-
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay.
I think that answers the question, yes.
Okay. So can I go to this physical fitness aspect?
Yes, sir, please, please.
So physical fitness is a very important factor. It is one way athlete train initially for every kid, like maybe whoever which sports we might be playing, we should have that physical fitness. So we use that physical fitness by using that physical fitness and executing basketball skills along with the physical fitness will make us an elite player. Like agility. If we are not agile, we cannot beat the opponent player. Maybe in defense or maybe in offense. So one should have agility, like fitness, physical fitness. You you take the name physical fitness. In that we have main three aspects: speed, strength, endurance, agility, power, coordination, flexibility. So these all the components which are very crucial to become an elite athlete, elite player. So one should have strong base. Okay, we should be learning all the skills, fundamental skills of basketball. But if we are not fit physically, then we cannot execute. So it is as simple. One should have the physical fitness to execute whatever skills we are learning in basketball. Whatever decision making abilities, whatever shooting capabilities. If I am not fit enough, if I am not fit enough to continue for 40 minutes, then I cannot execute shooting in the fourth quarter. So I'll be tired. So I cannot convert the baskets. Or for fast breaks I cannot run. Or for the defense, I cannot defend because my legs will not support me. So for that, we have to go through these aspects by doing anaerobic training, aerobic training, strength training, so that our body is ready to demonstrate or ready to do the basketball skills in the competition or maybe in the training or maybe so that we will become a elite players. So it is a kind of a house without having pillars, without having physical fitness, trying to play basketball. No, so that can leads to injuries. So one should have physical fitness by improving these aspects by strength training. Now a lot of players very early they start very early by doing calisthenics. Calisthenics in the sense doing own body weights and aerobic trainings. Aerobic training nothing but doing running so that your stamina improves. Running or maybe cycling or maybe swimming. This all comes aerobic training. So lot of agility drills by doing quick sprints, by doing cone drills, and lot of agility drills with hurdles and also it's plyometrics also we can add, but later stages, not very early. And, this is very carefully we have to train the kids initially. It's not like primaries we start like that one. We have to have a proper progression towards plyometric or maybe towards advanced training. Initially, we have to very carefully teach the basics, even in the strength training also. Strength training is also a very important role now having, because if you see any NBA player, they'll be very well built, not like our Asian continent players. So how they are like that? With that kind of muscles and heaviness, they're able to shoot. So it's learning the things. Strength training, regular strength training also, but we are not disturbing with the shooting mechanics or basketball fundamentals. So, but it depends how old you are, what kind of training we are going to. If under 10 player is there, you should be doing a lot of running drills, sort of sprints, agility drills with cones or own body weight strengthenings. Not directly going into weight training. So gradually, after over a period of time, maybe after 14 or after 16, we can start doing the weight trainings, doing reverse weights. Sorry. So this again, I wanted to tell you, incorrect and inappropriate training can be very detrimental to the way the body moves and performs. So we have to be very careful. I have to give a correct, appropriate training to the kids by making a proper training plan, giving proper techniques, maybe even if we are going for whole body weight or maybe runnings or maybe agility drills, that footwork properly, how to do the drills, how to go for it. So this is very important, because otherwise you can see a lot of injuries, burnouts. Why? Because all these things happens because lack of maybe incorrect training, inappropriate training. So very carefully we have to do this physical training initially. Strength and conditioning also combines a lot of strength training, aerobic conditioning, speed and agility training, as well as sport-specific training also we can include. Sports-specific training in the sense like for fast break drills. We are going for fast break drills. That will make the player learn fast break skill as well as the fitness aspect. Come game time, he can easily go for fast breaks because in the drills he's doing a lot of fast break drills, a lot of 2-man, 3-man passing, full court, half court, or maybe in the stationary drills also a lot of dribbling drills or a lot of other drills which along with the agility coaches make the players do, so that they'll be learning the physical fitness as well as fundamentals along with the physical fitness. So it's a very correlated thing. After like initial maybe after U12 we can start doing a lot of basketball things along with physical fitness. It's if you see the tradition now, earlier when we started playing basketball, we used to run a lot of like outside running, a lot of time, spending a lot of time outside running. But nowadays we not to go for outside running. Within the court only, with basketball, there are a lot of basketball drills, a lot of footwork drills, a lot of agility drills. We can do with the basketball. So both the things can happen simultaneously.
So here, sir, we have some questions here.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between exercise, physical activity, and fitness? Are all the three different, or how are they related to?
Come again, ma'am?
Sorry, you want me to repeat the question again, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the difference between exercise, physical activity, and fitness?
Okay. This is all correlated. It's maybe all the 3 points are similar things.
Right.
Physical fitness will be acquired by doing exercises. So,
Okay.
what exercises we are doing? What we wanted to achieve in that particular exercise? It's a coaches will be always they plan the practice sessions. One day they may be going for the endurance training with ball also, maybe outside or maybe with ball. That is maybe weekly two times they are going for endurance kind of training. So this is maybe purely outside or maybe with ball. So what kind of exercise we are doing? And what is the ultimate aim? What we wanted to achieve? Maybe trying to improve particular player in endurance, or maybe wanted to improve agility, or maybe doing a lot of speed workouts. So it depends on what exercises we are doing and what we wanted to achieve out of that. So maybe with basketball or without basketball.
Okay. That I think that answers Sunil's question. So we have one more question, sir. Now, what's a good weight benchmark for squat, deadlift, and bench press for basketball strength?
It depends, ma'am. It is particularly you cannot give a layman weight or maybe a particular weight for particular player. It depends how much training one player has gone through.
Right.
What is his body weight? What position he's playing? How tall he is? What is his 1 RM? So it is 1 RM is one repetition maximum. So before doing weight trainings or before setting in weights on particular session, maybe bench press or maybe squat, because if I tell you, 2013-14 I was with the Indian team. Zach Penwell used to make very rigorous strength training. In that, lot of players they used to face problems because they are not used to do full squats with heavy weights. But he made them keep on pushing the players. He was very tough. But initially they felt like, no man, this make us a lot of injuries or maybe back problem or injury to the knees or something. They used to think like that. But gradually they have gone through a lot of weight training sessions. Then they realize that this is a very important aspect, like doing full squat. And initially they are afraid of going for 60 kg full squat. Then later on they started doing 120, 130, 140 full squat. So it depends. It is not like this much of weight for standard basketball. No. What is his how much training he has gone through? What is his age? How much capacity he's having? That's what I'm saying. 1 RM. With 1 RM only, we will set the training that program. How much weight in full squat? How much weight in bench press? And how many repetitions? And how many sets? So
Right.
this
So it's
all
different for each individual.
yes. It is after going some sessions or continuously doing for a few weeks, then we decide yes, he's playing. After checking 1 RM, we set particular weights for particular player. Maybe same body weight, same training have done by both the players. Maybe we are just making those two players as a group and then giving training program. But every player will have a different chart. or will have a different training program. But maybe we as a team we do. But we maybe in the circuit training also, or maybe individual training also. So this is a usually each individual is having a different ability and different capabilities. So according to that only, according to 1RM, we set the weights. So continue, ma'am. That
Yeah, I think that answers the question. So we have next question, sir. That is from Anaga. She says,
uh,
I have heard that kids are not supposed to do strength training with weights because it affects
uh,
the growth. If so, how should we strength train without the weights?
yeah, that's what I told you. Calisthenic exercises. It is called calisthenic, but if we say it is own body using own body weight to do the strengthening. Like lot of exercises are there. Maybe squats without weight, single leg squats, or maybe double leg squats, or maybe full squats, or you can say like push-ups, or lot of exercises are there which we can give to advanced level players also.
Okay.
But the age criteria is very important, and we have to see how old that particular player is, how much training he has gone through, and also we come to know by seeing those players for some time what is his capabilities. Like he can bear this particular exercise, even though it is a own body weight, but we have to see should we should make him do or not, because less is more. For less is more in the sense it's not like directly telling some player is not having that what do you call strength in the legs, and we are making him do this many full squats without it. No.
Right.
So it depends. Sometimes less is more in the sense of we are giving less exercise initially, particular exercise. So I think some fitness trainer is there in our group, so he'll help us
Yeah.
in this regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. So going to the next one.
Ah.
Uh, Please share your approach to recondition the players coming from other sports, especially from kabaddi, volleyball, from rural backgrounds.
Okay. It's I'll tell you one thing, ma'am. Actually, I started playing volleyball under coach Sam Sundar sir, the great coach who is Arjuna Awadi, Dronacharya Awadi
Oh,
initially. So I started playing volleyball. After joining army, I I saw this orange ball, basketball. Like around at the age of 20, I started learning basketball. So maybe our fitness level.
Please give us 2 minutes. I think there was some technical glitch at Sir's place. So just give us 2 minutes. He'll join us back. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, sorry, some internet issue.
No, sir. No worries. Please continue.
Yeah. You were asking some question.
Yes, sir. It was regarding the reconditioning of players coming from other sports.
Yeah. So if you see a player not going through proper fundamental training and not having shooting action proper, and he has already played maybe several years, like maybe 5-6 years already basketball he played. And we are trying to correct his shooting action and his basics are not proper. That is little tough. But if some player is coming from some other sports, maybe kabaddi or maybe volleyball, so they will be having physical fitness and also a lot of sports training they might have gone through. Only thing is he is new for the basketball, so we have to put him in a lot of basketball skills like fundamentals, lot of fundamentals. Maybe he's because as I said, I started at the age of 20. So it's nothing like 20 years player. We should be putting him in some advanced level group or something. No, we should be treating him as a beginner, irrespective of age. So we start teaching him shooting fundamental, shooting mechanism, and also passing and a lot of dribbling. And so because his physical fitness will be at a very good level, but his basketball fundamental skill level is very low. So we focus more on that particular thing and making him a lot of individual workouts for dribbling, shooting, passing, or maybe footwork or rebounding, and so that over a period of time he'll catch up with the other players, and because he's already having that physical standard, physical fitness. So and also he can learn the things quickly because he's like maybe 18 years or maybe if he's a kid, then it is no problem because those kids along with other kids he can do all those basic fundamentals.
Right. So the next question is, what's the height of the shortest dunker you have personally seen?
Actually, I forgot the player's name, but I saw a lot of videos about his dunking.
Okay.
I can't recollect that player in the NBA. I'm saying.
Okay. I think you can just say the shortest height. I mean, the height, maybe you can say, if not the name, if you can remember.
Yeah, he's a 5'8", 5'9" player.
Okay.
He used to do the he won the dunking championship. So,
Okay. So another question is, how should we train for basketball skills in the current scenario when we are in the lockdown?
see, apart from shooting at on the basket, all other things we can like lot of dribbling drills, lot of passing drills, maybe ball passing, or maybe if you don't have any partner, you can do a lot of ball passing, or a lot of football drills, even two ball dribbling. So it is how much utility we are doing with the time, available time, and if we have two ball then we can go for football building. We don't have basketball also, then also we can go for football drills and a lot of physical fitness aspects we can take care of. And so it depends.
Okay. So the next question is, what a daily diet should look like? What foods they have to include in their daily diet to be fit?
So for what age you are asking? Any particular age or?
Yeah, just a second, sir. They have raised a hand. I think. Yes, please. You can ask your question now. Uh, 13 years. It's 13 years, sir.
So, right, it is what area he's residing and what culture he's into and what kind of food they take in the home. So those things he can continue eating. Along with those things, try to include a lot of proteins in the food, like not eating junk foods and proteins in the sense maybe using sprouts, eggs, which gives us natural proteins. Maybe soya beans, non-veg if he's a non-vegetarian.
So we have another one who has raised their hand. Sresht, is that Sresht? Please go ahead with your question. Sresht, are you there? Okay, we have Sunil also who has raised hand for the question. Sunil,
thank you, ma'am. Thanks to all the taking opportunity to give online training, lot of fitness, sir explained, and thanks to the Mr. Santosh sir also. He only sent me the links. Sir, Prasad sir, one more thing I am asking. So nowadays, you can see children, they are not going outside to play. So it is very useful to, you can do the skill related fitness, or you can tell us as to we can do the general fitness, which is suitable for the students or children, those are in home.
It is doing the fitness aspect along with the basketball skills will be better because
this is okay. I'm asking generally, sir, because no children, they can not go outside. So you suggest they can do the general fitness or skill related fitness, which is suitable for them.
The skill related fitness will be good one because they'll have fun doing all those drills, and also they can enjoy what they love because they are basketball players. They'll be very much happy to play with ball. Along with ball, if they're doing a lot of drills, which also includes like a lot of footwork drills or maybe a lot of agility things along with the ball. Then it is one way it is beneficial for them, like without wasting time for only general fitness. They're doing the basketball fundamental along with the fitness aspect.
Yeah, okay. In spite of that, sir, in spite of that, other students, they can go for the general fitness because you're talking about the players. But what about the other children, sir? They are not playing any sport. Yeah, other children also.
Yeah, so it is other children means they are not playing any sports. Even for them also, lot of now because even if you see a lot of people are doing on the terrace, maybe aged people or maybe kids, they are walking, they are running, they are playing like hoping games or maybe hide and seek games or whatever, like adding some fun aspects. kids are there, adding some fun aspect and having fun drills without any basketball related thing. Also, we can make them happier by having fun drills, and also the general fitness also will be done along with that.
Yeah, thank you for the clear my doubt, and thank you again, Santosh sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Mahinder, sir, were you raising your hand? Yes, please. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, thank you so much for the opportunity. Let me also thank Norman sir. Firstly, I think he is at the forefront and leading an entire, what do you call it, a new trend of evolvement in the basketball. And thank you, Prasad sir, for patiently answering a lot of questions. This I could not type in because this is a little bit of a long-term observation-related question. So that's why I raised my hand. So thank you, sir. Sir, my question is, you may have observed many good players after having played for more than 15 years or 20 years, and they have come to the peak of their career. But unfortunately, at one point of time, they take a major injury, or some of them take minor injuries and they come to a major injury somewhere around their 15th year or 18th year or within 20 years. And unfortunately, we lose a very good talent somewhere in their mid 30s. So while maybe another 30 to 40% of players, the trend is different. They stay without injured and they continue to play, although they are not very high performers. So does it mean, sir, that you should not go for a very high performance, high level training or high ambitious level of practice in order to, in the interest of protecting yourself? Or is it vice versa? You will have to entirely immerse yourself into it without fearing the injuries. What are the psychological aspects also? Kindly please help us understand more about this.
Yeah, it is. It is not like at certain age only players get injured, or after 25 they get injured, or maybe after playing 10 years they get injured. It is not like that. It only depends how fit that particular person is, how the continuity is there or not, and it is in the other way. Some accidental injuries happens. That we cannot, because in coaching we say a lot of times there are two things: controllable, uncontrollable. Even for injuries also. One is getting injured because of lack of fitness or lack of continuity, lack of strength in the muscles. Getting injured. This we can control. This we can overcome by doing strengthening or not going to play full-fledged game if we are not fit, because it's not like a magic. Yes, I played for this many years, so I stopped playing for 1 year or 2 years because of maybe whatever reasons. Then suddenly I am going there and playing. Obviously, we'll have injuries because they're not in continuity. And that wear and tear, how much that player is taking care of that wear and tear, how much strengthening he is doing for that particular wear and tears, how properly he is doing all the strengthening, and which particular muscle to focus on which day, and how much training I'm doing. And so it depends, because even coaches, if they know the players' habits, because it's all habits. What is this player's habit? If he's not in the camp, he never go for gym, he never go for basketball playing. If he's out of the camp, or maybe he's out of his hostel. So once they come back, these coaches very carefully, because we have to appreciate. It's not like many coaches, they take care of all these things, because they know, oh, they are coming from a native place, maybe after 2 months gap, no, we should not go put them directly to rigorous training. Gradually increasing the level of strength or maybe endurance initially. Gradually, they're taking those players to that level. Also, if some uncertainty, maybe because I told you, some accidental injuries happens, that we cannot control. But after injury, what we are doing, maybe surgery happens or not. After the surgery also, even surgery also is not the solution. Surgery is only 25-30% of the solution. Remaining 70% solution is how continuously you are doing your rehab exercises, your strengthening exercises. And if you don't eat food, no problem. But how to do the strengthening and rehab exercises? That much of commitment. It's not like just blindly coming and playing and performing at the highest level. No, you have to be highly competitive as well as committed player. Commitment. How much commitment we are having doing strength training? If coach is standing there, we will do very serious training, strength training. No, it is our own training. It is a lot of places they go on their own, do a lot of strength training. So that much of interest because they wanted to dunk, they wanted to play better basketball after doing this strength training. So they have that pushing them to do proper training and doing strength training more so that they can jump more and they can perform better. So it is not for a particular period only they can play. Because I myself felt like after playing for 20 years, suddenly I was coaching the team, my team, and I'm telling about myself only. I was coaching my team because my tall players were not there that particular tournament. Suddenly requirement was arised for the tall player. I went inside because I have written myself also as a player. I'm telling about the last 10 years back maybe. I went inside and they played for 10 minutes. So nothing happened. Because I am doing continuously with my players, training and playing and a lot of drills I used to do along with them. So I sustained that thing. If not, without doing all those things in the training and playing, if I thought that okay, I played so many years, I will go inside and I will help the team. If I doesn't do all the training and I went inside, I might injure myself. Also, I might face a lot of problems because I cannot perform. It will, I'm just telling you. So it is burnout also happens because a lot of wrong trainings, injury, burnout. Not after reaching certain stage, they will not go higher level. That thing will because they are not doing it proper, or maybe that breakaway situation doesn't happen. So we have to find out what is actually the problem, so that we will not stay there or stagnate the performance, or we should not get burnout. So it is not like till 25 years or till 30 years. No. How much training we are doing, how much taking care of ourselves, maybe rest, diet, and training. So all these three things should go along with. Okay, and also psychological aspect. If you ask me, psychological training is also very crucial part in the sports training nowadays, because it is psycho-physio training. Earlier we used to blindly do a lot of physical training, but not working with mental aspect. But to some extent or to some level, we can overcome with physical fitness, or maybe stamina, or maybe with speed, or maybe agility, or maybe with better skills. But at the highest level, if you see, their skill level will be same, their physical level will be same, but the player who is mentally tough, who is having this training, have gone through those mental training or mental toughness is having, they can outperform other players, as I said. So that only makes the player elite player, because they'll be having a lot of attentional focus, because they have gone through. They know what is the importance of mental training, mentally visualizing and goal setting. Also, it is what do you call thinking about good things. Yes, because they are always thinking about achieving some goals before doing that on the ground. So that kind of preparation they go through, those elite players. That's how they became elite. So I think your question is clarified, I think.
Yes, sir. Very well clarified, sir. Thank you so much for explaining.
If you want me to continue with the psychological training, I can give you some more examples. But
Sir, it is so much interesting. I can continue to listen as much as you want to give to me, sir. But in the interest of others' concerns also, maybe you want to also address to others.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
So I think we have answered almost all the questions. Any more questions from anyone?
Ma'am, if there are no questions, may I also take this opportunity, ma'am, just to ask another question?
Yes, sure. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, thank you so much. Prasad sir, thank you, sir. I'm taking this opportunity to extend my question to another thing. Sir, I've understood, sir, there is a self-belief, like one of the players is psychologically very strong. That is his self-belief. But a coach evaluation or coach point of view, you see him, he is not fit. Or you see him, he doesn't fit into the team when you're looking at the teamwork, for example. So we have some problem not in India, but in some certain teams that one player always try to dominate in a very, what do you call this? He wants to be the performer, star performer all the time. How to restructure his thinking? How to, I think you understood my question, sir. Yeah.
It depends, like what coach thinking about that particular situation or that particular match, and this particular player is having what kind of capabilities he's having. Maybe he's a star player, but for that particular time, he might not be fit enough. So he can substitute that player. It's not like depending on one player, because if he's a star player, but he's behaving properly, he's doing what coach asks him to do, he's performing the team, whatever role he's supposed to fulfill, whatever position he should be playing in offense and defense, and into the system, what the coach is expecting him to do. If he's doing, then fine, let him continue playing, and if he's a good shooter, or maybe he's the main scorer. It's not like all the players should score the same points, then only that team win. Maybe somebody is a very good rebounder. A particular player is a great defender. He can stop the opponent star player, star shooter, or maybe main scorer. For that reason, he's inside. Maybe better shooter is outside sitting. But for that particular reason only, this coach made that defender go inside and play. So this we have to analyze. This we have to think, because always other side will be looks greener than as you know. But we have to think from that side also, sitting that side also. Why he has done this? What he is expecting in this situation? So it is 95% of the times it is like that. Maybe here and there some mistakes happen, because we are humans. But deliberately, no coach will do such kind of just making the star player sitting outside or something. That is why this psychological training is important. That is why we should have this psychological training, so that they'll just understand. Even though they're sitting outside, their coach benched him, but he is positive, because no, maybe for particular reason, coach making me sit outside because his emotional stability will be good, his psychology is good. If he's not psychologically fit, then he'll think all the negative things. Oh, coach is not good. Coach is making me sit. Coach, then he starts bad mouthing. And he hurt himself more by doing that kind of thing. So instead of that, we should understand. Okay, maybe for this time. So this is what psychological training do to the players. This is what next step can be taken with this psychological training. Many situations I saw myself personally, they are having more capabilities, like shooting capabilities, or maybe physical fitness, or maybe jumping ability, or maybe tall, having more reach, but they don't have this emotional stability. They quickly fall out because maybe they are upset with the referee. Referee not given foul. So they out of anger, they don't go back to the defense. Again, not going back, hurting the team. And by aggression and by ill temper, he goes and do another foul or play aggressively and foul out. So team is at the loss. So this is very important aspect. Physical training is also important, but I feel like more mental training nowadays required. More mental training. So initially, I also emphasized on this Nikola Jokic becoming MVP. If you see, he cannot jump. He cannot jump, but with his static height, with his reach, he utilizing that reach and that decision-making abilities and scoring abilities without jumping on. So it's a decision-making also along with if he thinks that no, I cannot jump, if he thinks that no, I cannot play NBA, then he would have just roaming around European League or maybe struggling in his own native place. So it's all having strong self-belief, as you said. Yes, because he is having that shooting capability from outside. Any particular player, I'm not saying about that particular player only. So having that self-confidence. Also, this psychology is like that only. Psychology, you show the aggression to the opponent player. You don't allow the opponent player to do whatever he wants to do. By showing confidence. That confidence comes by doing proper practice. And also, you have to play relentlessly, regardless of maybe scoreboard or maybe game clock. And also being brave enough to take charge, or being brave enough to stop the big man quickly going and boxing out because my big man went to stop the penetration. So from weak side, I'm coming and stopping the big man to take the rebound. So I'm winning that position. So each and every position is important. One ball position is important. Each ball position is important for the team. So that's how we win the ball position. So if we are winning all ball positions, we are winning the game. We are winning the quarter. We are winning the quarter. So 4 quarters are there. So each and every ball position is important. So we have to give our best. Whatever may be. We get sometimes failure. Failure in the sense, I take a shot. I did my things, everything properly, but shot doesn't go inside. No problem. I came back quickly, do the next thing, what coach expecting or what my role, what I'm supposed to do. Go back quickly, do the defense, again get the ball. Then again you get the chance. So we should not worry about the uncontrollables. What is controllable, we should be controlling those things also. We should be taking care of those controllables, having proper balance and shot. Yes, it is in my control. Shooting an erratic shot, I can control that. I should not shoot that. Instead of that, we have to go for one more pass or maybe doing something else. So that's how we have to control our whatever controllables. Uncontrollables, okay. leave it for the whatever maybe we have to take it and continue the efforts. That is how psychologically strong players will not stop doing, even though they get failures, even though they get difficulties. Like I said, if you win a particular ball position, or you lose, after losing, how much more efforts I am putting? I used to remember my coach saying, "Alright, double save, double efforts, because you did a mistake there." So even though without his this thing also, I put more efforts because I lost a ball position. I have to get it back by maybe stealing, or maybe getting offensive rebound, or maybe doing something extra efforts, so that my team gets again into positive side.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for elaborating very well. Actually, thank you so much.
Yeah. So one more last question we have for now, sir. Any height growing tips to maximize the height for the basketball players?
It is purely it's a heredity, as we all know that. But having a proper diet and doing that is what. It is not in our hands, or controllable things we should control. Have good diet, have good training, and living happily. Maybe make us more taller. Yeah. So it is, but to some extent, yeah, we can have proper growth. At least whatever is there in our growth graph, we should attain that growth. Because a lot of times that happens because not taking proper diet, or maybe not working or training, they may be losing their proper growth. So we should not lose that. Okay, we are not going to get extra things, but at least whatever we're supposed to get, we should get. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes. I think that answers the questions. So that will end our question and answer session.
Yes.
So with this, we will end our session also here today.
Yes.
So hope you all had a clear understanding about the fitness a sports person should be having. And thank you very much, sir. Sorry? Someone was talking? No. Okay. So thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure having you here today.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, and we will see you all with another interesting topic very soon. And thanks all for joining. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Indeed, Prasad sir, it's a great pleasure to have you in this webinar. It was a very clear session. It is very understanding that it's very important progressive preparation and progressive reduction. It's thankful your time and your knowledge. You have a lot of experience in this basketball world, sports world. Thank you very much. We'll see you in
Thank you, Santosh.
webinar. Yeah.
Thank you, Santosh. I know you are a very good coach, and as a person also, I know you as you were my junior in army while playing, and I know you how you are doing in the coaching also, and you're going to become a very good coach in future, as I saw you doing. Yeah, and also it is not only coaching. The character is more important than coaching, I believe, because character only makes the next generation more better humans. Also, if you become better human, then you can become a better player. So that humanity is the most important thing maybe wherever you work in future, or maybe wherever you reach as a player, or maybe in your life. But if a good characterized person is guiding the kids, maybe coaching the kids, that makes those entire group becomes a very good characterized group. So it makes a big impact on the social this thing on the big society. So I hope Santosh is going to impact so many lives, as I know him personally. And thank you very much, Santosh, having me with this seminar and meeting all those young budding talented players, and also some of the senior players I saw, and parents also. Even thank you, Norman sir, having me with this webinar and spending time with this good bunch of group.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
one more thing, in this forum, I want to tell that probably after this pandemic, we'll keep one boot camp in our academy, Keystone Basketball Academy. Prasad sir kindly means take your time in that at least 4 or 5 days. Your experience you need to spread in Hyderabad, as you're working with Karnataka State and the Indian team as well. So at least our kids need your experience to be shared in our
Yeah,
Hyderabad city.
sure, sure. I am fond of Hyderabad as a you know that I'm a Telugu guy, and I really am happy to come to Hyderabad. That too, visiting your place, Keystone Basketball Academy, because I saw a lot of updates in your Facebook. This thing, it's a very good setup, basketball setup, and also I feel jealous what you are having there. Jokes apart, but wish you great success, Santosh. And, I'm sure if you give me opportunity, I'll be there for sure. If everything goes good, and I hope everyone comes out of this pandemic safe and secure. Wish you all the best, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ivan.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank you,
joining.
Santosh, sir.
Thank you.
Anna, good evening, Anna. Narvana.